Good morning, everyone. It's very early, quite cool, yet our afternoons right now are warm, sunny, and wonderful. Today is my son's birthday. I know y'all have heard me mention him in my videos. I talk about him quite often. He's very, very influential and important in my life. Right now, it's all I have in my life. But I talk about him in just general terms. I've never really told you about him. And so on his birthday, I'd like for you to know a little more about him. He has been as good and kind and loving to me as another human being could ever be. He always takes my feelings into consideration. He's always willing to step in and help when he sees a need. He doesn't need to be asked. He just sees it. He sees the need and he feels it. You know, my husband passed away almost 2 years ago. And he was my son's stepfather. My son was a year old when I first met my husband. So he's really the only daddy that my son ever knew. He never called him a stepfather. He never introduced him as his stepfather. He always said, "This is my pops." He was his pops. And he and my husband were very, very close, very loving toward one another. They were best friends. Well, when his health started failing, one warm, very sunny day, my son drove up, and he has a little convertible Fiat. And he came to get my husband to take him for a ride. Now, at that time, my husband was barely able to walk. And he didn't have conversation. He just pretty basically looked straight ahead. But my son came and got him down the steps and got him in his car and put his seatbelt on him and put some sunglasses on him. And they set off down the highway and the back roads playing Elvira on the radio, because that's a song my husband likes so much. And then my son pulled into a Sonic and he ordered my husband a corn dog. And a Diet Coke. And when the food came and he put it over in my husband's lap, he just sat there and looked at it. He had the packet of mustard in one hand and the corn dog in the other hand, but he just looked at it. He didn't really know what to do with it. And my son looked over at him and he didn't say anything. He never asked him a question. He just reached and he got the packet of mustard and got the corn dog. And he opened the mustard up and he spread it all over his corn dog and he put it back in that little tray that they come in. He handed it back to my husband. My husband started to eat it. He saw a need and he filled it. He didn't ask what he could do. He knew what he could do. And after my husband passed away, the funeral home called him, told him he could come pick up my husband's ashes. oh my, it was a rainy, horrible, horrible day. Thundering and lightning, heavy rain. My son set off to get his ashes. And I was standing in the door when he pulled up. And he got out of the car and he had that black box containing my husband's ashes. And he took his jacket and put it over the box to keep it dry and brought it in. And he told me on the way home that he had that box sitting in the passenger seat and that he played Elvira on the radio. This is a person with the kindest heart that God ever made. Kind and good and loving. And there are so many things I could tell you about him that are so endearing and so wonderful to me. We all have children we feel that way about. But today I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the kind of heart my son has, and the goodness and the kindness and the love that he shows toward me, that he showed toward his pops. And so I'm wishing him a very, very happy birthday today, and hope with all my heart that you have many, many more. And thank you for being so good to me. I love you very much. I hope God is good to you today.